Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Bad Movie Night podcast. My name is Chris, and tonight we've journeyed back to a time of the 80s, but a movie that was filmed in the 60s. That was filmed in the 60s, but takes place in a far future. And that is, of course, oh my God, the killing.
Let's start again.
That's what my dad talks like. Holy shit. Killing at Outpost Zeta. All right, I'm stopping that because that is awful.
Music.
I was waiting for, yeah. Dude, that is some hardcore, softcore music right there.
Yes, it is.
That was definitely up there, yeah.
I was waiting for just some boob rubbing or whatever they do in softcore movies. That's
You could
about as
line
far
that.
as
You
it
could line
gets.
that, but that was
Exactly
with that
what
shower
the
scene
boob
from
rubbing.
that movie.
Yeah,
From
boob.
that other movie.
Like, what does a
Every other
softcore like screenplay look like? Okay, this is the part for 3 minutes where he rubs your
No,
boobs.
Chris, it's
Is
like
that in the
it's
script?
like the
It's a
Slack
stage
transcription of the song I sent you the other day. Purely
yeah.
music, and Slack transcribes
Like,
it. It's like,
yeah.
ooh, yeah, oh. You're like, wait, what? What did I upload? Jesus Christ! It was really funny.
I was into it, Aaron. It was
I
good.
know. Yeah.
It was exactly what noises I was making while I was listening to it. So, we're back. Spiv is returned. Jesus. I am having,
Of
if I
course.
start smelling trains and hearing toast, you know it's bad news. We got a stroke coming on. Might be hankering for a stroke here and there.
Good,
Spiv,
good.
you have returned. You were down with the sickness. You had the
The
COVID.
Ronas, yeah.
You had the Rona. You have returned. Shelf has been built, thankfully. You look a bit disheveled, but we're going to let it go because we understand the circumstances of the Rona. Now, I do have an important question for you, considering last week was the first episode of 2022.
Yes,
Did you
Metamorphosis,
watch?
of
Did you watch the
course.
movie?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I
Boy,
was
that
a little
movie
worried.
was a slog.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
man. Oh, boy.
Good thing we followed it up with this movie.
enough. Hey, save it. We will get there.
We're going to be very
So-
split on this, I think. Yeah.
So I'm happy you watched
Like
it.
a
I was a little
rock.
worried. So we're all
I watched
caught
the
up so far.
podcast, too. So, yeah.
Damn, Spiv, you're on fire this week.
I
Usually
You
you
get
put
COVID
like
more often.
Spiv. This is more
I got
effort
so
than you
much
put in
done.
in years. Holy shit,
I got to play my Martian board game that I got like 5 years ago. And I played it.
I feel like COVID made you feel alive again.
I know. 'cause- Chris, you know why? 'Cause I
So
didn't have to
room,
watch
so
my
much room for
kids.
activity.
It's like the summer of George, but with a pandemic. It's perfect.
It was a week off from parenting. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
you dirty
no
bastard.
comment. No comment. Love kids.
I was
They're great.
isolating.
Kids are
man,
great.
Isolating.
Go away, isolating.
They're the future.
Lindsay has the Rona too, but she's feeling good as well. So we've got 2 down. Aaron already had it. Aaron had it like
Aaron
5
already had
times.
it.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Aaron
who
just like
hasn't
goes
had
out. He's like,
Once.
"Oh, you got that Omicron? Have that shit. Give me some of that Delta. I haven't had that yet." Like Aaron sniffs it out like a fucking like a pig looking for truffles or whatever. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's just move on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Looking for truffles. Watched that Nicolas Cage movie, didn't you?
Anyways, tonight we were talking about Outpost Zeta. Aliens. What's this shit called? Killing
The
at
Killings
Outpost
at
Zeta.
Outpost Zeta.
Killings it out.
1980, right?
1980.
Supposedly.
AJ, can you tell me what the Killings and Outpost Zeta is about?
So, Outpost Zeta is a stepping stone to a new galaxy. One that offers hope and a future for mankind.
Colony ships will be here in 6 weeks.
But the previous attempts to explore has left more questions than answers.
All of our attempts have left with more questions than answers.
Will this new team learn the secrets of the volcano rock monsters?
No.
Rock monster!
Or will they be turned into liquid hot magma? Who will succeed in uncovering the secrets of the killing at Outpost Zeta?
Oh god.
Rated R for just a lot of fucking terrible stuff.
It smells like
For bad ideas.
AJ, that was great, and Aaron,
Yes.
I really like your quip there. That was a good quip. I told Miranda that the way you say "cool whip" is you say it like that, so she says, "Where's that whip at?" She takes that shit with her morning pill, and so she always asks for it. Sorry, I feel a little parched here. Let me just.
Must be all that lotion.
Actually, if anything, I feel like lotion, putting enough lotion on the skin would keep all that moisture in. You can't escape. All those pores are clogged up with lotion hole. Yeah, your lotion.
But it is
There's a
good to keep
barrier.
hydrated, to keep your skin hydrated.
That's true.
Lindsay, that is a great tip.
We don't drink
Thank
enough
you.
water.
We don't drink enough
We
water. And you know what was lacking in the killing in Outpost Zeta? Water.
Well,
Amongst
it's, you
other
know,
things.
Amongst other, like a
But
plot.
they did
and,
drink a lot of
the
coffee.
script.
Oh,
They
so much
actually-
coffee.
And special effects.
We'll
Angrily.
get into that.
Angrily drinking coffee.
And we will unpack
only way to
all
do it.
that.
challenging budget situation.
Because they all gave up
do?
smoking.
Yeah. Can't smoke in space, right? What are you gonna do?
Tell that to
Dude,
to
I wonder
Ridley
what it looks
Scott.
like to smoke in space. What happens with smoke when it's in space?
It probably just fucks up all the
Well, the
instruments.
cigarette
Turns
wouldn't.
into a ball?
Homer,
Well,
no.
The cigarette
in-
wouldn't burn
in
the same
space?
way.
That's true.
Yeah, what does it look like? Does it be
I
like
don't
a
know.
liquid
Kill you 'cause
ball
the
of
oxygen
fire?
would
You'd have to have
It's usually
oxygen.
round. And
Yeah.
also, you don't want ash getting everywhere because
That's
then it'll
true.
get into instrument panels and everything
So the
like that.
so the key you're saying is the
What I'm
vape.
hearing,
Get a vape.
You need a
Lindsay's a
closed loop
fucking
system,
scientist
Chris.
up in here. Lindsay's a fucking astronomist.
What?
See, Chris, this is why when you say you're smart, I don't feel so good about it. Ouch.
Bars.
Set the bar.
That's why when the,
What word
that-
am I looking for? You're
That's why
astronomer.
when they baked chocolate chip cookies on the space station, they couldn't eat them. They had to send them back to Earth to test to see if they turned
crazy.
out the same as they do on Earth.
Did they?
That sounds like
Yeah.
a priority when you're in space.
Well,
couldn't
I
they
mean,
eat
it is because sooner or later we're gonna have to cook and prepare food in space, so they need to test how it
I
how it
mean-
works.
Don't you
Are
have to
we,
bake
though?
things longer at high altitudes?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's high
Lindsay,
altitude.
Like the
High
space
You're
station.
really high, yeah.
no, you guys are so wrong. I've watched The Expanse. You only strap in and turn off the gravity when you need to jump
Yes.
into a faster
God
speed.
damn that
Otherwise,
show.
you put the fake gravity on, and
I'm
then you can
legit
eat all kinds
depressed
of
that
shit.
it's over, Chris.
It's the best show. And remember when
Depressed.
AJ gaslighted me about it? Yeah, that was not that long
Yeah,
ago.
and then he's all like, "Guys,
Gaslighted
gotta
you
watch
about
this
it?
show."
fucking show I've ever fucking seen. You guys ever
I don't know about that. I think we talked about like 12 times or something like that. And then one day you bring up gaslighting
Dude,
on it.
you have. That's all that radon creeping up in your brain from that fucking radon.
talk
basement.
about it on
Anyways,
Slack
Is
like
memory
every
loss,
day.
short-term
AJ,
memory.
about?
all right, just an
problems?
FYI. I know this sounds like pre-show right now, but
It
those
is.
lights in your basement, AJ, are actually white, but they show up red from all the radon. Anyways, time to move on. Aaron,
That's
let's
science
move
for
on.
you.
It's time for the history hole. Here we go.
For Aaron's history hole.
The killing at Outpost Zeta.
What?
That's really good. I like this. Hold on, I gotta make this.
What is that?
That's the picture.
He's like
Killing
a.
at Outpost Zeta.
That's good. Yeah, he's one of the.
That is a
Oh my
that
god,
is
that's great.
That was a lot
that
of
is some
work.
great. Yeah, that's some great commitment, Aaron.
Aaron Rupert, he joined the space
you're
fleet in
smart.
2276.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You're very smart.
I'm doing this on a Monday night.
What are you talking about? What else would you be doing? It's fun.
Good point. All right, released 1980. Can't find anything else about it because nobody apparently gives a fuck about this movie, much like me. But we're gonna go with 1980 in January because hey, you know what? It's January now. So January 1980 movies. We have just a few. We have Cardiac Arrest, To All a Good Night, and In Search of Historic Jesus. Not to be confused with Supply Side Jesus. So
What? I want to hear more about this movie.
I feel like we're having a supply side Jesus right now, like issue.
yes. So first, let's start with Cardiac Arrest from 1980 because this sounds cool. Ooh. Medical science needs donors. Dead ones. That's such a cool cover.
Does look really cool.
This takes place in San Francisco. People are in a state of terror because there's always people being murdered and they're missing their hearts.
Dun, dun, dun.
They've been skillfully surgically removed.
Oh, it's like that kidney movie.
Dude, I'm adding this to the wheel. This shit's on fucking Tubi.
Yeah,
I'm
That
doing
looks
this
cool.
now.
It looks really cool, right?
Who the fuck's in it?
Wilbert
Doesn't
Gerbstein.
fucking matter.
That's a name I made up right now.
Good row.
You said good nip.
Dr. Goodnip.
He's the one called Dr. Goodnip.
Starring
All right.
Dr. Goodman.
And then this one is for Christmas time.
Paging
I think,
Dr. Goodnip.
I
Sorry.
think we talked about this briefly in the past. But to all,
Yeah.
a good night.
That's
I
what we're
don't
going
know.
to do.
Put that on
That's
the
all.
wheel.
We're going to do this as Christmas at some point.
Yes. Yes, it's 1980. A group of teenagers at
Who's
a party
messing with their
find
thing?
themselves
Spiff, stop messing with your thing.
I'm not messing
being
with anything.
stalked by a maniacal killer in a Santa Claus costume. Jennifer Runyon from Ghostbusters. She's the one that is in the scene with Bill Murray where he's doing the test on their psychic
Opening.
abilities.
Yeah, the opening.
Yeah. All right, and then we have...
Wavy lines.
Yes, did I get this one too? Boom. This looks bad.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that
the same shit
face.
from this movie.
Yeah, it is.
This looks like one of those like paintings, those ancient paintings somebody like tried to fix.
Oh,
What is
God.
that face?
They tried to fix Jesus
Exactly.
or whatever, and they fucked it all up.
Painting, scientific Jesus.
This is
Keep
from
rolling with it.
this is from 1981. It framed for a serious crime. A man attempts to escape from a maximum security satellite prison.
DS3.
Yes. But what we're really here to talk about
Sounds
is,
cool.
of course, the killing at Outpost Zeta. Which this is the original cover, and then Tubi had a much cooler cover. I feel like that.
That's a little misleading.
I think the
That's
movie
a
does a
lie.
disservice to the
That
cover.
looks way too good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
by the
that's
same
a
people
lie.
that did the trailer with the updated porno music.
snowboards.
It had me
Canada
thinking
cover.
certain things, I will tell you that.
Sorry, that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
You-
go
you-
to
you-
the
you hard as a rock,
biology
Chris?
lab.
Who wants to go to Outpost Zeta?
We can
I'm feeling-
hermetically seal this room.
It's so hot in here. I feel like I might take my shirt off.
Do you feel
much
a fresh
oxygen.
breeze?
Do you have any moisturizer? I've just
Actually,
got
I
coffee.
do. I have quite a bit right here.
Okay, so there's a lot of people that
Spiff.
participated in creating this film. A writer and directors.
unfortunate.
These both committed the atrocity of right. I mean, they both wrote and directed this film. We have Robert Emmingegger, who has 10 director's credits, mostly for bad sci-fi TV movies similar to this movie. But he's also the composer for this movie. So all
Two
the
things.
Really?
Two things.
This guy's fault.
One, the music was awful. Two, just be careful how you say that name.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, right.
Emmingegger.
Okay, let's not. Yes, okay.
Like Schwarzenegger.
And we're done with that.
And we're moved on.
You guys are reading way too much into that. Okay. Sure. And then also Alan Sandler, not Adam Sandler, Alan Sandler, who apparently is his
Sandler's
partner
dad.
because they both have the same credits for the most part. But there was also a third person that wrote this film for the most part, and that is Peter Dawson, who has 4 credits. None of which matter, so I'm not going to talk about them. But our cinematographer was Joe Louis Mignon. Or,
Like
Yo.
filet mignon?
yeah, sort of.
Like the
Louis
same
Mignon.
pronunciation?
Mignon.
Pronunciation?
He has 49 cinematographer credits for all sorts of stuff, but most importantly, he did camera work for the movie Frogs from 1972 that we covered previously.
With Sam Elliott? With beardless
Sam
mustache?
Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
mustache.
Yep.
Doesn't even exist.
Sand Stash. That's all I have for this week's Outpost hole.
Really?
These
talk
history
about
holes
Boards
in
of Canada?
2020. Yeah, these. Did you say Lords of Canada?
No, Boards of Canada. Didn't they like steal the cover for this for their one album? And I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
that.
I saw that.
There
And
was
then
like a
didn't
screenshot or something.
Spielberg's like sister or something produced
Produced
it?
it, yeah.
Spielberg
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
You guys spent way too much time looking
Did
at
they
this
really?
It was in the ending credits, sir.
I didn't make it
Oh,
there.
it was her
Sorry.
sister.
Sister.
Did you watch the movie?
I
Ended
think I
that
did.
out of there.
I tried. I made an attempt.
Aaron, good history hole. A little short. So far, all the history holes of 2022 have been brief. Is this a new trend that we're going to be getting
It's
into?
my goal to
It
make
was
them
his
shorter.
New Year's resolution.
Wow, we made it through that quickly.
I prefer my history holes to be boxered.
Dirty little minx. All right, time to move on and do the rabbit hole.
It's time for the rabbit hole. Grab your rope and your galoshes and prepare to dive deep into your host's wealth of knowledge with more connections than a LinkedIn recruiter or a Wikipedia editor on a 5-day net bender. Here's your host, Lindsay Washburn.
All right, pow. It is up, Lindsay.
All right. Here's our movie, Outpost Zeta. I put 79 because I thought that was when
I think
it
that's
started,
right, but I'm not sure
Probably
yet.
fair. Yeah.
I saw both.
It felt
Who
more
gives a
70s.
shit?
Add a couple more years, it'll help.
Who gives a
Go back a bit more.
Nobody cares. Anyways, yeah, here's our movie. Pretty cool poster. This is our director.
This fucking photo. It's half his face is
It's
fucking.
the-
What kind
It's
of
all
fucking-
cropped out.
It is the only. I wanted to
Dude.
find a different photo.
This
I
is-
couldn't
Look at that
find a
neck
different
hanging over the
photo.
neckline. Like that is some hardcore neck he's got.
He
going
needs
got
a
a waddle.
turtleneck. He needs a
Dude, that's a
turtleneck.
fucking Rebecca's right. That's a fucking waddle.
This looks
I would
like
just,
someone's.
I would just dangle my waddle all the time. And
This looks like
some.
someone's
Got a
like
waddle.
mean
He's
grandpa
proud.
or something.
He looks
Kind of
pissed.
looks like James's dad.
Dude, that's James' dad. Yeah, you're right, Rebecca. Secret spy agent.
Yeah, Bob E. I'll say that. And before he did movies, he worked for the Gray Advertising Agency.
Okay.
And one of the big accounts he worked on was Honda. He was like the head of the Honda department at
plot
this.
Responsible for
Right?
the original NSX.
Dude, the NSX is a sweet car, Aaron.
That's a
And he
sweet car.
came up with one of their more famous slogans back in the day, which was, "You meet the nicest people on a
Yeah.
Honda."
There's the CT90, man. I have that bike.
That's your bike.
I have that one.
Do you still have it?
I have like 6 Hondas.
Where are they all?
Most of them are in storage. I have a Mini Dream. I have an S90. I have a CT200. I got a bunch of them.
You gotta start getting into
Damn.
the old Honda cars now, AJ.
I have nowhere to keep them. That's the problem.
Or get some K cars. Sorry, Lindsay.
No, you're fine. So I decided to look at some other Honda ads, and I found this one.
Yes.
Holy shit.
America.
Right?
That's how you break
And
into the market.
during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and I mean even before, the print ads were a little on the sexist side with some of their marketing.
No.
And this is so this is only the tip of the iceberg, and you might have seen a few of these floating around on the internet. But here's a few more Honda ones, like Bring 'Em Back Alive.
Nice.
Jeez.
Comparatively, these are pretty tame.
Yeah.
Pretty foxy, that kind of thing. It's like you get one of these bikes, you'll get a hot chick, that kind
I
of
think
thing.
we should get
True.
AJ's motorcycle to the storage and make some retro ads.
It's not lying.
AJ, when you ride that bike, do you
She
get all the hot
takes her
chicks?
gas neat.
I got a lot of people that
Like a
stop me
good
that talk to
Honda
me about it.
Nice.
I had a guy pull up to me in a
her out.
truck
She's
once and
game.
almost run me off the road because he was so excited to talk to me about
Text
the
is
bike.
worse than the
What are you
gonna
saying,
smash
Spiv?
Read
Spiv,
the
you're like,
text. The text
What?
is worse than the picture.
Yeah.
No one reads. So.
I can't read. I can't read.
See?
6.5 horsepower.
I was elected to read, not read.
Then there's this one. This is for a hair dye.
What?
You'll dye that hair.
How long has it been
girl.
since a man touched your hair or grabbed you by the
threatening her
throat?
Can we adjust that to how long has it been since a serial killer touched your
Yeah,
hair?
really.
Holy
Well, you
shit.
can see his thumb there. He's not actually joking.
that
Is that Joe
interview.
He's
Biden?
not, but it just looks very.
Dude, he's like, yeah, but Spiv, you can't hear that he's whispering. I can't
Sweet
wait to
things.
eat your fucking heart or something. Like, whatever. Your liver looks so delicious.
I want to wear your hair.
He was gonna cut off her hair and eat it like that one
Yeah.
guy destroyed.
Wear it as a wig.
I'm gonna eat your eyebrows.
There's this one, stacked
boy.
for convenience.
I see what they
Even the
did there.
guy on the
Convenient.
left is raising his
Hitchcock?
eyebrows.
No, it's Harvey
Doesn't look
Weinstein.
like him.
That's the guy from what, Dick Van Dyke Show? The guy on the left, wasn't there a character who looked like him?
Dude, wait, is he trying to pick up her?
No.
No, that's her husband.
You've got great things going
It's
for
clearly
you
Harvey Weinstein.
on Fermador.
Okay, there's something going on there. That's not matching up.
No,
Alright,
and
that's fine.
Spiv is right about the text because, like, one paragraph says
Food server.
the beauty photographed above is a total cooking appliance strategically stacked and endowed with the most refined developments
Some straight up Mad
for
Men bullshit.
culinary.
Good
Oh,
Lord.
super Mad Men.
Yep.
People collect these though a lot. These like original
It,
advertisements.
it's
There's
cool.
a-
It is cool in a way.
paper
Like it's
ephemera.
obviously horribly.
It's
Yeah.
they're very
Sexist.
much
Well,
a
it's of
the
time
time.
capsule.
Yeah, it's
oh
a
yeah,
time
there's
capsule.
this one. Blow in her face and she'll follow you anywhere.
Not touching that one.
No comment. No comment.
Nope. And then I think I've
luscious
got
blueberry.
one or two more. Oh, this is the last one.
Holy
It's nice.
What?
This is probably one of the more famous sexist ads that have gone around. It's nice. Do you want to guess without reading what this is an ad for?
I already looked.
Well, it says legs, so it's
I don't know what legs
Pantyhose.
are.
Pants.
So like
Pantyhose.
pantyhose?
It's for
Oh,
pants.
Okay.
It's Mr.
For his
Mis-
pants?
Oh,
Mr.
Mr.
Legs.
Legs.
Oh, Mr.
slacks.
Legs.
Oh, Mr. Legs. Okay.
She was
Yeah.
ready to have him walk all over her.
Though she was a tiger lady, our hero didn't have to fire a shot to floor her. So
Oh
that's
my.
Yeah, this will be good, guys. Print it.
yeah.
Well, back then probably was. Right?
Oh yeah, that's it. No, there were some
Well, you know,
even
when
worse
wear
ones
my
that I
Mr.
didn't pull up.
Legs slacks. You know.
So
That was some dark ass shit, Lindsay.
I just thought it was
Come over and
interesting.
step all over
You
you.
get the
No, that
the
stuff
Rona
is
messes with your
interesting.
brain, Chris.
And there wasn't a lot to branch off of that movie. He was like the only person involved that had any kind of
Anything?
I just
stuff.
I just want to say that I am proud of Spiv for like finding some issues with those advertisements. Can we all just give a hand to Spiv? Spiv, you've come a long way, my friend. You know, we appreciate it. All right.
All it took was a week of detoxing in the basement.
I watched daytime television.
Oh,
It was
he
good
doesn't
for
have
you,
corona.
frankly.
His work made him take sensitivity
Jesus,
training.
man.
And
We need that.
All right.
Dude,
Time
that
to move
means
on.
I want no women on my team.
All right. Well, you fell back. I
Here we are.
and the sexist sentiment also carries through to this film in a few places. So
Yeah.
It was a pretty
we will
sexy
unpack that.
cinema.
We will unpack
Yeah, we
that.
can
Yes.
definitely
Did you
talk
say
about
sediment or sentiment?
Sludge.
It's actually igneous, Aaron.
Oh, yes, it's true. True.
There's a geology
Okay.
joke there.
That was really. You guys are fucking. All right.
Watch,
time
watch
to
out
move
for,
on.
watch out for the cleavage.
Jesus Christ. That one got me. That one got me. All right, time to move on. Here we go. Hey everyone, this is Chris. I'm just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienightshow. All right, the killing at Outpost Zeta. Lindsay, what did you think?
this movie had its very low budget charms to it, where it's like, oh my god, they're using this as a weapon, or they're using this for this console, or oh my god, look at their costumes and the crazy terrible miniatures. All that
See where
I
Nintendo got
loved,
it from.
and everything else just sucked and bored me. So that's my thoughts.
Fair enough. AJ, what'd you think?
Wasn't so bad. I set the bar really low after watching that Power Rangers trailer you showed us. And I was just like, I went into like the worst outlook, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. It had, like, as Lindsay said, a lot of like throwbacks to like the older movies. It reminded me of Planet of the Vampires, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like it's made
Not
in
as
like,
good.
the
Not as good.
60s or something, but it's not, which is shocking. Yeah, not as good. Some of the effects, but like the story wasn't too bad. It was still somewhat interesting, and some of the camera work, like the POV stuff, worked for what it was doing. Like, it wasn't I wasn't terribly bored. I was fairly entertained through this movie.
Sorry. I apologize for tainting your view of the movie. Spiv, what did you think?
I thought this was a fun movie. The budget was low.
fuck out of
Yeah, I think we all like it.
The
Right?
budget was low, but the costumes were so silly, and just the effects. I mean, the rock monsters, the whole package. I had a great time watching this movie.
Nice.
Get the CDC on the phone. We have a new side effect of Corona.
It's my loss.
I mean,
of
I
taste.
understood AJ because all the radon just like melting his brain, but Spiv, I never would have thought. Okay, you make absolutely no sense. By the way,
He does. It's just
Like,
not consistent.
you're just
Too
never
much plot,
consistent.
not
Yeah.
enough plot. Sometimes they go like this.
This movie had just the right amount of plot.
Okay,
which was
Rebecca, what did
this
you think?
much.
I was incredibly bored the entire time and couldn't wait for it to be over.
A rational human being. Thank you, Rebecca, for your opinion. Not a fan.
Nope.
Aaron, what did you think?
Well, this movie started off a bit rocky, and by the end, I was like a proud stalagmite thrust into the air.
Rock hard.
So you had to change your pants?
Standing about 6 feet tall and just fully on display in the cave. No, this movie, I think AJ said it looked like it was filmed in the 60s. It just didn't seem that redeeming to me. It actually reminded me of this film we watched a couple years ago with the heavy breathing alien thing with
Star Crystal.
yeah, it's
man,
very
Star
similar to
Crystal was
that kind of movie.
Star Crystal was pretty cool.
Only this is like
pretty
a
cool.
worse, lower budget version of that. I mean, at times it felt very
Yeah.
serious. Like we have these scenes with the scientists talking, and I'm like, holy shit, did they just get real scientists to talk about this shit? Because they're really boring, dry conversations. Not that I don't mind, but at the same time, for a movie like this, it just doesn't fit. You should be making up crazy bullshit and that
They
goes
shoulda-
along with the
They should have
enthusiasm.
leaned into the camp.
So you liked it?
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
you're saying.
No, I didn't like it at all.
Big
This
fan.
is terrible.
Big fan of the rock monsters.
No. You can't even see the rock monsters.
No, you never see him.
Volcanoes do it for him.
They're like, look out there in the distance, and it's just some rocks.
They're camouflaged.
Yeah,
Threw a rock across
that's the best
ground.
thing. That's the best monster when you don't shop.
No. No, not
No,
like this.
You put the
No?
vignette over the camera. And
This
you
is
go
a
for it.
original.
hard?
This is like an original episode of the original Star Trek where they're trying to remake Alien.
yeah, that's why
And
you
it's
liked
like
it, right?
it's just fucking stupid, and it's padded out so long. There is so much talking in this
Bad.
movie, and so much fake like melodrama and fake tension, and then no payoffs.
Oh,
No
no.
payoffs.
Chris,
We
you're
have-
upset-
Wow,
you're
I'm
upset 'cause
shocked.
there were no boobs.
I'm shocked, Chris.
I don't
Yeah.
need the boobs, Spiv. I can
You're
go to
right.
google.com, type in boobs.com, and go to boobs.com and get boobs for days, all right?
You didn't
If
have
I
the
want to
gore.
get boobs, there's so many sites with
The
boobs, all
music
right?
in the trailer got you excited.
That's
Yeah.
not a real site, is it, Chris?
No, that music in the trailer was like,
Boobs.com.
I need to watch some late night Skinamax. I'll go to what I can find those websites too. I'm sure that exists. That's not what I came here for. I wanted a
What'd you come here
hard-hitting-
for?
I wanted hard-hitting sci-fi, AJ. No, actually, you
what
know
you
what I
Hard hitting side.
no, it's not. You know what I wanted though out of this movie? I
The
thought it
Expanse?
was, well, yeah. What would have been what I thought I was gonna get, or maybe what I was hoping for, was like kind of this like mystery noir, like detective story.
Oh,
about this-
like a Witchcraft 4
All right,
in space.
no,
There's
no,
a kid on trial, and there's the lawyer.
no. Honestly, like I thought
There I
it'd be
was sitting in my spaceship.
like
There's a
I don't
knock
know
on
if
the
this
door.
exists, but a story where it's like, oh, this is like a detective uncovering a mystery that happened on a space station.
That's
it's
like,
like-
the
There's
beginning of
tons
The
of those.
Expanse.
Like
Yeah,
Richard-
it is like
Richard
the
Grieco.
beginning of the Expanse.
What was the Richard Grieco?
I wanted the
Outpost.
Expanse, goddammit. Season 6 is so fucking
wanted
good.
Outpost
That
is
show,
what you
oh
wanted.
my god.
The kid in the
No,
garbage disposal. What was that?
Richard
no,
Grieco.
it's just
yeah.
there's like it's like shocking dark style writing. You know, we're the fucking Tubular Corporation kind of bullshit going around. Like I don't know how many times they say Zeta, Outpost Zeta in this movie, but I was like, if you fucking say that word again, I'm gonna fucking punch you
Outpost
in the face.
Zeta.
You want to know my
Seriously,
favorite?
shut the
you want
fuck
to
up.
know my favorite part of the movie? when they
Signal red.
recite the plot for why they're going there in every scene. There's like
Yes.
four
Oh my
scenes.
God.
They're on the spaceship. Let's do the
Yes.
plot again
Yes.
in case you missed it the first 3 times.
Every
You might
fucking
have, you might
Don't
have been
forget,
getting
this is the
popcorn.
signal red, and you might die.
It's
That's
a
why I like
signal
it.
team. That's why they
It was
were wearing
great.
pajamas.
This is the perfect bad movie to watch.
See, if I was the commander of that ship, halfway through, I would have just blew the self-destruct.
Look, when this movie started, though, there's like, there's a guy like licking and touching his face, and there's
Yeah,
just,
lots
like,
of facial shots.
The
right?
guy like
Oh,
smashes his mug just holding
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
it breaks. I was like fucking.
Someone
on
has stress
board.
issues.
Yeah, that
right?
opening scene was great.
I was like, oh shit, this is some hot garbage. Let's watch this. And
Yeah.
I'm a captain,
Didn't-
goddammit!
I'll just play a scene.
Answer me,
To give you a
Daniel.
little. I'll give you a little taste.
I love these scenes like that.
Awful. It's so bad. It's so intense. I was
Yeah.
like, this is amazing. Why are we getting this close-up shot of this guy? Like,
Because there's no set.
what is
That's
that?
why.
I
Because there's
know,
just a
it's
black
awesome.
room
It's
behind them. Those are the best sci-fi sets where they don't have a set. They
Amazing.
just have like a light on the guy.
I hate to say it, but like the first Star Wars movie, where when they're on the ship, it's always like they're like
Yeah,
sound
it's so
playing in the background.
intense.
And it's really annoying, drives me nuts. But this film, they're like, you know what would be great if we took that and just made it so loud you can't hear anything
Yeah.
else.
It was a little annoying.
That's how
It's
spaceships work
obnoxious.
in 2100, Aaron.
Yeah, that's what they sound like.
2100.
Spaceship.
Spiff. 2100.
2102, right?
Everything is in folders. What kind
They
of
don't have
fucking feature
computers?
are we?
Well, they didn't invent trapper keepers yet, Chris.
No, they totally did, and we'll get to that
They
because
lost
I feel like
3 teams.
the
and never did know
ring
anything.
size they choose for their 3-ring binders.
Oh, you
is
don't have
insane
options. You didn't have
for the
options,
amount
though.
of
It was
papers they have.
1979.
Are you fucking kidding me? You
You
have
get
tons
one
of
size,
options.
and that's it.
In the future, you
No.
don't have
You
options.
had one ring in
No,
that.
you
one
get the
inch
3
size.
inch, you get the 1 inch, you get the 1.5.
You gotta mine
inch.
planets
What
for
the
that
fuck
shit.
are
You
you-
One
can't
ring
just
to
pull that out
bind
of
them.
there.
One ring to
That's why
rule
they're
them
going to
all.
Outpost Zeta, so they get more plastic out of those volcanoes.
I don't think there's anything
colony ships are
really
coming in
good
6 weeks,
about
Chris.
this movie. Like, there is some entertainment
That's
value in the
crazy.
fact that how
That's
shitty
crazy.
the miniatures are and the kill scenes are, but like, there's no competency to any of this.
Wow.
The camera work is
Wow.
atrocious. in this
What?
movie.
No, it's not.
What they
Oh,
needed
it
was
was
Michael
fun.
Winslow standing on camera at all times, making all the sound effects.
Dude, you're
That would have
complaining
made this
about.
movie so much better.
I would love to see what the budget of this is because it's probably
bet it was
nothing, next to
shoestring,
nothing.
yeah.
I mean, they're building
Well, sure.
sets
Especially
out of like
1979
plastic
money.
Yeah,
parts.
it was post
Yeah.
Star Wars. Everyone's trying to cash in.
I feel like this movie is way more influenced by Alien, considering they have the whole Alien sequence where what's his face, Ash? Not Ash. Is it Ash? No,
I don't remember their names.
the captain
Nobody.
gets killed.
He was also the writer, director, composer, right?
Wait. Are we talking about Alien?
Alien, yeah.
Which is what's his face?
Skipper,
Dallas?
Tom
Linda?
Skerritt's character.
Tom
Gore?
Skerritt's character.
Oh, what the fuck?
Commander.
Why
Craig.
can't I think of his name?
The
Like
actor-
Alien's one of my.
The actor who played Gore in this was from Carlisle.
Nobody gives a
course,
shit
it's
about the
hilarious.
actor who played Gorn. Nobody cares about Gorn.
Carlisle.
Okay, Smith, I'm
No one
just
cares
saying.
about Carlisle.
Bostwick.
Carlisle sucks. That's why. Carlisle.
I
Carlisle.
have to drive there
Carlisle.
once a week. It's the
both
most
suck.
depressing place to visit.
It's awful. It's
They have a
fucking.
tank
It's like I
garden.
thought I went back in time
Dallas.
here, but that's even farther. back in
Dallas.
time.
Yes,
That's what
thank you.
Dallas.
I
Yeah.
was like, I'm pretty sure it
But
was
they have that
Dallas.
whole scene. Remember in Alien, that really awesome movie of the same year that this movie was made,
That's
where
so insane.
Dallas is in
How
like
are these in the same year?
is
a
in the
much
vents
bigger
and he's
budget.
shooting the flame. It doesn't matter, Spit. Like that's okay. I hear you that it's a much bigger budget, but like
Yeah, but if you're complaining about effects,
Yeah, why are you complaining about? Dude, this guy
Sounds
made
and things,
made
that's a
2
whole budget.
sci-fi movies in the same year. This was one of them. It's
I'm
pretty
just saying if
impressive.
you're
Well, he
if
should
you're
have
if you're
limited
doing
himself to just one then.
thank you, Rebecca.
There's no money in one. You're competing against the blockbusters. You gotta just like turn this stuff out.
If you're
Painted those
competing,
boots
you're
silver
not
and
competing
went for
against the blockbusters. You're ripping them off.
Well, I think he's competing to get this. The way they made this, from what I understand, and just doing a little research, is they made it very PG so they could sell it to TV. That's why you don't have like
felt
the
made for
gratuitous stuff
TV,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah, like they're trying to push this to TV audiences. That's the point.
Okay. I'm a little torn here about how to do this, but Lindsay did think I thought she was going to say something, but now if I
I-
call on her,
Yes,
okay.
I have stuff to say. This.
Okay, go ahead.
said
She was
it,
just
'cause I said
agreeing.
it.
Raise your hand when you're ready.
Because the last time it didn't work out.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
this time I have plenty to say. No,
Okay.
one of the biggest things that I found completely frustrating about this movie is that the characters suck and don't
They are awful.
they don't follow who they say they are at all. Like the biologist lady, the old bitch, like causes all the problems.
It's not
Not
her.
her, no,
Oh.
no, the
She's
older
only
one,
32.
the older
one
one
that
that's like
died right away.
42.
The one that doesn't want to follow the security procedures.
So annoying. Right
She's-
from the beginning.
With
Carrying
that.
a gun.
When they pulled up her dossier, they're like genius level intellect, and she's been on all these missions, like high priority, dangerous
Yeah.
missions and stuff. And she gets there, and first she's questioning the safety protocols, which none of them follow. None of them follow any of the safety
Yeah, but
protocols.
He does.
And
Did
And
you
then
expect rock monsters?
they find the dead people in the one room, and there's a
Yeah.
hole in the wall. First
Horrible.
question: why is there a chain link fence made out of chicken wire in your outpost on
all they
like
could
a
afford.
hostile planet? And then there's a hole in it, and they leave the hole there,
They'll
and
fix
they
it
proceed
tomorrow.
to
They don't
work
wanna go
in the room with the hole.
They can't go out at night.
Let's
They'll
just
get
stand
killed.
with our backs to it.
It's
and
too
see what
dangerous.
happens.
And then the genius grabs the world's biggest flashlight.
That thing takes 15D batteries.
That's right.
Yes. And goes outside, just following some snail trail to the outside,
What's
and
this
gets
do?
killed.
I mean, these all sound like pluses
And it was
to me.
it was awful. It was fucking
This
awful.
is why I'm confused.
And it
That
was
sounds
terrible.
awesome.
But
This
it's
is-
just
this is
so frustrating. It
Prometheus.
made me not care. It made me not care about any of them,
Wow.
whether they lived or died. So I'm just
AJ,
They
I
were
think
wrong.
the problem
They
is,
were
the
so
problem
wrong.
is, we really haven't watched enough of this type of sci-fi on Bad Movie Night. This is like one of our first,
AJ. I think
it
grapples
had
into this.
That's true.
The opportunity to be good.
It
But
did.
it was just
It did.
so.
No, if it was
poorly.
camp, it would have been
I think
fine.
if we watch a couple more of these, you're gonna start loving this movie.
I think
Look.
if they would have done, like, if they would have taken this story and had people that were competent in flushing it out, it could have been better. But
Well-
instead, it was just.
I don't think it was really
garbage.
that bad. I mean, I think it was
Yeah.
bad, but I don't think it was as terrible as everyone's making out to
The
be.
thing,
Okay.
the thing that killed it was when they would sit and look at files and talk for 10 minutes. That's what killed this movie.
That's what you
what
did back in
real
the 70s and
science
60s.
is.
You didn't have
It's
computers.
fucking AJ's the fucking 80s. Okay, listen.
It's not the
This
80s,
the
was
whole
1980s.
movie.
to be honest.
All this movie is let's talk about stuff, and nothing fucking happens. And when something happens,
Nothing
it's like this.
happens.
It's this stupid camera
You
angle
don't
of like,
see anything.
and
Yeah,
then
it's
it goes into their
terrifying.
chest. It's
It's terrifying because that point of view of the monster creeping around, with the fog.
all right. This is not gonna work for me right now.
It's
This
a
is
rock.
just
How's it creepy?
You just
Just
weren't
kidding.
alive in the 60s. That's the problem.
neither were you, fucker.
Seen enough of the movies to know.
AJ, are you suggesting like I can get behind if you're like this movie is really fun if you're with a bunch of people to like make fun of it the whole time because
That
it's so
would-
stupid.
Even then,
I think it's like pretty
Pretty
entertaining.
slow.
I don't think it's like a masterpiece, but in all regards to movies we've watched like this is pretty decent, frankly. Like
I
it's
agree,
not. I don't
man,
think it's
I
nearly
agree.
as bad as everyone's making out to be. It was
There's
entertaining.
so
it wasn't
many
great.
things. There's just
You
so many
laughed?
things.
You cried. You questioned.
No,
and you
there's
watched
just
through.
so many
I
moments
cried
where they're
because
just
I paused it and there were still
Yes.
45 minutes
they're
left.
just
Wow.
talking
That's
and they're
wild.
like, "This is Dr. Zeta von Vargen. She helped solve the epidemic on planet Zargon 5
know.
where
That
everybody
was
died."
cool.
And
That
it goes
was
on for
cool.
30 seconds. No,
And it's relevant. We're in an epidemic,
yeah.
like
Cool.
pandemic, and
If
I
you
was
have-
It's a
you
way
know,
to.
dude. That's
it's
not
an-
moving so fast.
You didn't like the sets they were in? That little
not
like.
an-
It was a cool spaceship.
little doors
or a
they
space
open?
station. Yeah.
I thought it was
So
pretty
then
impressive.
No, because
I
some of
expected
the doors
worse,
were
frankly.
automatic.
Hey,
and
everybody!
Some of the doors were not.
Well, you're on a
Some of
planet.
the
you know?
rooms weren't actual rooms, but that's okay.
was that
One
a
at a
metal
time.
shed on Mars?
One at a time.
Okay.
I never thought this movie would cause this much ruckus. on Bad Movie Night.
Me neither. It
Okay,
was the Ugg
let's
boots,
talk,
wasn't it?
let's talk about the sets because they're
Sets were good.
fucking they're awful.
They are
I mean,
terrible.
I think
Look
they're
at
pretty
this shit.
acceptable for the time.
Dude, that's like a
It was
shed.
it was
That's a
space,
shed.
like an advanced outpost.
Space shed.
I mean, that's pretty real. Have you ever seen footage of the astronauts like on the space station? It looks like that. It's shitty. It looks shitty. Yes, it does.
You're comparing the setting
It's
in this
so
that looks like
realistic.
a combination of
Can
Roger
you?
Corman and Ed Wood to the space shuttle.
Yeah,
Are
what the
you
fuck are you
insane?
talking about?
I think
Yeah.
some of these sets are better than like some of those other sci-fi movies we've watched, frankly.
Yeah, this one.
Name
was a bunch of
one
Just
other
highlights.
have
sci-fi
a
movie.
hallway that circles
Oh
around.
We watched the one Aaron
Dracula
just named.
3000.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of. Well, this is the problem. We haven't watched it since
We haven't
like
watched
year
one of these
one
in
of
a
the
while.
pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're out of the loop.
I don't even.
I'm
I don't even know if I can talk
back
to
on
you
this.
guys
The
anymore.
Vietnamese
What the
movie of
fuck
year,
are you
man.
guys? Are so like. This is no. What you were saying and what is shown does not match at all.
All right.
I can't wait for his final thoughts. on
These
this
sets
movie.
are awful. The fact that they're like,
I don't think
let's,
they're that awful.
let's put in some fucking
I don't
bar
think
stools
they're
and
great.
These
a
are
table
actual
and a whole bunch of
rooms.
Yes.
storage.
They are terrible, but that does make them interesting. I won't say that makes them good. It makes it interesting to look at and think, wow, someone
I mean-
put that together and said, yep.
Yeah.
Someone thought
I feel like
They
that's what it
signed
would
off on
look
that?
like if we went to a planet and set up something.
No.
That's what NASA would do right there.
No,
Very
it's
cheap.
Nothing like it would look like.
Very just
You
get
gotta pack
by.
it into a spaceship to get
Yeah,
it there.
just
Can't
like
even
it's
walk
very
through the
realistic to
door.
me. Can't even
Dude,
walk through the
you
door
couldn't
because
fit
comfort doesn't
anything in it.
matter. Exactly. What? Yeah.
This, Chris, just remember this could have been like a folding table with some black curtains, because we have seen those movies too.
Oh, the one with the cardboard.
This was an actual set that they built. And
Yeah.
I
For this movie
thought it
that
was-
had no money.
Yeah. If you want to complain about something, complain about their spaceship.
Complain about
'Cause
their outfits.
They didn't even have a window to see out of in there.
They're in space. What do you need
I
to
like
see?
the miniatures. The
The
miniatures
miniature
were at
was
least
fun, but no, the interior. They have this tiny little 6-inch cathode ray tube screen that they're navigating somehow by.
It's not the size that matters, Spiv.
Spiv. It's not the size.
There's a star map there. I mean, come on.
Look at this.
Look at that.
That's
Fuck.
cool. Look at that.
That's their
Look,
spaceship cockpit.
All
right
their
there.
shit, they're like, okay, all their shit of their technology, like, sir, the isometric meters are, and they're like
That's how
turning a
these movies
dial that
are.
like turns on the fucking light switch of my bathroom. Like,
Dude,
how-
that's how,
how
all these
delicate
movies
is this?
are.
technical guy that's just like, oh, let me just poke.
Dude, you're a fan of Star
Oh.
Trek. Like what? What?
well, how fucking dare you?
the
Star
same
Trek.
thing.
Star Trek parallels real life and real life things.
You hear this guy? You hear this guy?
And like, you're like, oh yeah,
Complain
that's,
about the
that's
dials that they
applicable to,
randomly
like,
press.
now.
black
And I'm
Pumas,
talking
so-
about Star Trek Next Generation, all right? I don't care about first Star Trek. Like, I don't care about that.
I'm sorry. I
This
should've
was
started.
TNG
way
all the way.
before
It's gonna be a
Star
whole
Trek
other
Next
hour
Gen.
conversation.
No, this movie is 1980. It appears as though it's 1971, but this movie
Next,
was
Next
made
Gen
and
was
released.
like 88. That's a long
Yeah,
time.
I
later.
think it was probably made a little later than we.
I
thought.
know,
I think
but I'm
this,
saying-
I think this was made in
1980.
like mid 70s.
It feels
I'm just
70s,
saying it
hardcore.
doesn't feel like 1980. It feels like 1971.
It feels like the.
Yeah, which is why I'm giving it breathing room.
Why? Why are you giving
Because
breathing
this is
room?
how all these 70s sci-fi movies are. They're
It's not a
all
70s
like
movie,
this.
It
AJ.
feels like
It
the
came out in
Buck
1980.
Rogers show with
Oh
the
my
guy from
God.
18.
I
Like
will
Forbidden
say,
Planet.
I will say something. When they're outside, like on the train of the planet, they did a really good job of making it look like another planet.
They
Yeah,
did. That
everything
part
in
was
that
actually.
You know,
really
it
good.
didn't really look like they were in the desert. They kind of, color corrected it or whatever and made it a little more red. It did look like they were on another
Yeah,
planet.
that
So I
part was
will
good.
give them that much.
They had a
All right,
laser
Chris, tell us what you
fence.
hated about that.
No, I thought the surface stuff, yes, it
Find
worked.
a
You know what
geologist.
doesn't make any sense to me is the fact that they're wearing motorcycle helmets that can just go and like somehow they're supposed to be like
they're cool.
atmospheric.
They-
Well, they do
Atmospheric.
talk
They're
about the
cool.
atmosphere.
Look how cool
Atmospheric.
looking these are.
They
They're
say it's-
stupid.
They're not pressure
stupid.
suits.
It's
They look
it's
cool.
breathable air.
They could be
Yes,
stupid.
it's
Most
just- it's
most
just a
astronaut
bit-
helmets
a bit
look
toxic.
stupid,
It's
but
just
they look
smog.
cool.
Smog.
I mean,
I
they put them
remember
right in
smog.
drive, Badass.
Chris, I'm surprised you didn't like this because
Yeah, I'm
you're
really
usually all
surprised.
for like the low budget ones with a lot of effort. And this had a lot of effort.
Except for in the writing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, some of the
like-
writing need to work.
It was a cheap
I'm
movie.
of two minds. I feel like yes, there was some effort put into some of it, but some of it's so obvious. Like this is supposed to be an atmospheric. I don't know what word I'm fucking looking for, but you know what I mean. Like oxygen-containing helmet, but it's just a motorcycle. Like obviously, this is not gonna work. And okay, I'll forgive like some of that. The sets, they're terrible, but at least they tried a little bit. All that kind of stuff. It's all the scenes. There's 20 minutes here and there and there and there of just people talking. And it's just melodrama. They're
It's
like, oh, I'm so
world
worried.
building.
I'm like, okay, but
Yeah, they're
you're
trying
not,
to build
'cause we're not
characters.
showing anything. They're like, oh, it's just so intense when they set up that like laser fence and they're like, oh, we can't sleep and all this stuff. But it
Yeah,
doesn't,
it's
it
intense.
doesn't.
Yeah,
No, it's not. That's
No.
Used
Why?
up too much power.
Too
It
much
reminded
coffee?
me- You know what
It's
it
just
reminded
awful.
me of? It reminded me of this game I played while I was locked in the basement.
Oh,
Really?
for Christ's
You have to
sake.
manage all these systems and make sure things don't blow up. And
Can
made in
really
the
tell with the
70s.
writing that the guy who wrote it, what's his name, had very old-fashioned notions. He was not like
Yeah, he came out of
he
that
was not
era
going
of
with the
sci-fi
flow of how
movies.
things were changing,
right?
and it's written
Yeah,
like
it
an
was a
old
50s sci-fi
a very
movie for sure.
very 50s sci-fi. Yes.
Dude, they are handwriting their daily logs. Have you guys ever written anything by hand recently?
I can't
I
even
tried to
write
do
all my
that,
notes by
and my
hand.
fucking carpal
I-
tunnel locks
I
my
used-
my fucking wrist up, and I'm like,
Well, if you write something
running like
down,
a-
you remember it better, so it makes
True.
sense to
That's
take
bullshit.
I
notes.
worked at
Never worked for
a
me.
laboratory in the early 2000s, and they still wrote down all their results.
Yeah.
And that's why they got bought out by a different company.
No, it's like it's regs, man. You got to have like sign-offs and dates, and it's too easy to fake that stuff in the computer.
Handwriting. Nobody ever forged their parents' signature.
Never.
dude, let's talk about
No.
the scene where they're like, this is gonna be artistic if we put the coffee cups in front of her. And then we fill them up very slowly. I'm like, here.
That was
okay,
such
guys?
a weird scene because
was
they
a
made it
research.
look like she was about to get attacked or something. Because
Don't.
it was like they were building towards something happening because like a
and then
black
nothing
shadow
happened.
goes behind her and then he slams the coffee cups down, but nothing ever comes of it. I was so confused at that.
She's reading valuable scientific information.
No.
You shit in these suits that they wear? Like, are
No.
these?
They're
It's
just-
spandex.
Chris, they're not
pajamas.
pressurized suits.
All right, I got a question.
There's enough atmosphere that you don't need pressure suits.
If you are
it's
in
purely
space-
just to
It's
There
a
we go.
uniform.
You're in
No one
space.
can
You're
hear
floating
you
around. You're fixing like the octimeter on the space station, whatever that is. It's a scientific term. And you're
it
like,
measures
damn.
the eights.
You're like, damn, I really, damn, I really got to take a shit. Do you just shit in that suit?
Do you shit in your pants?
They don't have the suits on when they're in.
I'm not in space.
They're not going to film the bathroom scenes.
Okay, I'm just
I think you
curious.
just
of
take
how
your
it all
suit
works.
off and
You
use
go
the
out to
bathroom,
the
probably.
volcano and
Just
you
like a
squat
mechanic would take
down.
his jumpsuit off to use the bathroom. It's common sense.
Yeah.
It's one of the
They-
bigger issues about going into space right now is
Mm-hmm.
how to do that.
Was the
Effectively and
toilet on
easily.
the space station broken for a little bit?
It was.
Isn't like when they did the test for like Mars, they like recycle their like waste so they can reuse it.
Yeah, get the water
See,
out of
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I'm not like being a weirdo. I'm being like, oh, you're just in your spacesuit. You got shit. I'm saying like,
That's your character.
You're kind of being a weirdo.
You just described yourself on every episode.
these guys,
Good night.
these guys in this movie wore those same jumpers the entire time. When are they shitting? I didn't see a bathroom. I didn't see
Dude,
anything.
they probably had tons of them. They probably have like a closet full of the same jumper. Like
It
a
was the
military
50s.
person would have.
Nobody,
You'd have
nobody
multiple
did that back
outfits.
then.
Nobody shit in the
It
50s.
was all
For
virgins
shift, you
back
got to
then.
hold it.
What'd you guys think of the music?
Terrible.
Awful.
It
Bad.
fit.
Yeah.
It
What
fit.
if-
Fit, but again, that was like another throwback to like 50s style movie like this. It's all the
Mm-hmm.
music's like that, and it has that. What's that thing called where they put your hand next to it?
Yeah,
And you can make it go.
the,
Woo!
Thermone?
thermo-
Yeah, there's too
Theremin.
much.
Theremin.
There's too much of that in
Theremin.
this.
Whatever
I
it
was
is.
just,
Theremin?
I was ready to
Theremin?
get up and break that thing in
Theremin.
half.
Theremin.
Use 8 fingers.
All right, let's
yeah,
check out some.
the music
I'm gonna play
felt
a
the
clip.
most of a throwback.
All right, I'll play a clip of the music so we get a little taste.
That's way better than
Oh.
most of it.
That
though.
wasn't bad actually. I kind of like that.
It's so atonal.
That was a good sample.
kind of reminded me of Blade Runner.
Great
One
movie.
thing this movie reminded me a lot of was they use.
What?
Blade Runner, right?
The music.
No.
The heavy
Blade
synth
Runner.
Blade Runner stuff.
Yeah.
One thing this movie reminded me a lot of was the old like Ray Bradbury sci-fi stories that they used to
Yes.
turn into
Martian
They would-
Chronicles.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
That's
a
what
good
it
one.
reminded me
Definitely.
of.
Yes,
Just
I
a
could see
poorer
that.
version of it.
Like, look at this shot. Okay, this is. Hold on. Look at this shot. It's just his nose. What are we looking at here?
It's his mustache.
Dude,
man.
you know how
It's
small
power.
those sets are? You gotta get close in there. That's why all the shots are tight. You get
So
right in
many
that
tight
face.
shots right up to their
So,
fucking
like, the
face.
set's 4 feet
It's
wide.
called low budget, man.
It's all about perspective.
Can we talk
Complaining
about
about
the
the
other
budget.
crappy female character?
The doctor.
The one in distress all the time.
Yes, the one that
Talk about shitting
cries
Well, she was new.
She's
She was a recruit.
emotional.
and runs
Yeah.
It was
to
her
the.
first signal red mission.
Her first,
Oh
and
my
she's the
gosh.
youngest.
Let Lindsay go. Go ahead,
It
Lindsay.
was
Tell
terrible.
us about this.
Well, first she doesn't really do much.
Okay.
She just reads for them, reads out loud.
Doesn't she do the autopsies? She's the autopsy doctor.
Yes, she does the autopsy. But then when things get crazy, she goes to the one guy for comfort, and then she's crying several times.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course they fall in love.
Well, didn't they have a previous
Well, they
relationship from this
kissed.
mission?
And the further the movie went along, the more helpless and helpless she got.
Oh, I thought
my
they were dropping
dream
hints
is
even on the
broken.
spaceship in the beginning that they've been together prior to
Oh,
this.
I
Oh,
missed
really? I
those
didn't
No,
things.
I
catch
thought they
that.
just.
That's what
met.
I thought the leading
When they
was.
kissed there, that was like what?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they led that at the beginning of the movie. when
And
they
it
were
was
on the
one of those
spaceship.
old school, like,
Wishful
press
thinking.
your face into my face as hard as possible kiss.
Wait,
way to
is
do
that
it.
not how you kiss?
It's passion.
I've been doing it wrong all this time.
Need that fire in there. Right?
Her job was to read the notes of the other science team.
And do what with them?
While
No,
he
just
read
read
the
them.
logs
Just read
so
them.
they could match
Translate
up the
it.
days.
Is she proofreading?
It's like in Galaxy Quest, Sigourney Weaver.
She's a cyborg. She's an android.
Great movie.
What'd you guys think of their laser guns?
Hey,
Oh, the
They were
vacuum
cool.
cleaners? They were cool.
They're like hair dryers.
yeah,
We're still, like,
How about the
casual
scene of
pointing at
him
everyone?
playing
He's
with
just-
that gun in the
Just,
vacuum
like,
cleaner?
walking
That's
around, like,
ridiculous. the way he's holding it.
why do their
pointing at
uniforms look like
everybody and shit.
pajamas?
And then when the crew comes in for their
'Cause they
briefing,
are.
two of them pick that same gun up again and they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It's-
check
it's-
this thing
it's
out.
interesting.
Ooh.
It was the coolest prop in the movie. I get it. Like,
That's true. That's true.
Like,
It was.
here's the thing, guys.
what's the thing?
Okay, the story of this movie,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
rock
absolutely
Not too
fucking
bad.
yes, terrible. Like
What
just
story?
fucking. There's none.
They go to an
It's a
outpost.
tropey
We go to-
story. They get there's
we go
something
to-
happening.
They
It's
find
aliens.
alien eggs. And
They try to talk about how the monster forms and grows and
But they don't
reproduces.
show anything.
No, they just say
That
it.
was the
And
old
it's super
team.
confusing.
That's because it's low budget.
they hatch the rock monsters, and they are friends with it. They feed
I thought
it.
this movie was entertainment value. I thought it was fine. I thought the story moved. I wasn't bored
Yeah.
watching it at
There
all.
was just
They
there was just no
accidentally kill one of them.
there was
by
just
giving it
no
too much
reason to
oxygen.
explain all of that.
There's so much
It did
explanation
nothing for the
stuff.
story.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the,
the
rock
whole
creatures. How cool
okay,
is that?
okay. Let's talk about how you kill the aliens is with oxygen from Earth.
Makes sense.
Because it's
Yeah.
toxic to them.
Yeah.
It makes
It's
That's
perfect
brilliant.
quantity.
It's science, Chris. Science. You're the science guy.
It's the opposite. They exhale oxygen. That's why when the first lady dies, she's like, "Do you smell fresh air?"
I thought it was a cool concept. I wish
It
they would have played it
was.
better in the movie, but it's still pretty cool.
It
It's the
was
sound
weird.
of fresh air, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
I
get
did
we get
question
the-
at first. I thought the rock
suspenseful
monsters were
chase.
invisible because they like standing right in front of them sometimes. I
That's
don't
true,
see
right?
it.
When they
It
got
was
there,
hard to see.
especially.
They don't
Yeah, and I
exist
thought that
because
was
they
gonna
don't
be it.
have them. They don't exist.
Well, they blend in. They look like pieces of the ground. That's what's
How
so cool
convenient.
about
Yeah, that
this
one guy almost
concept.
stepped on
Very
it.
It's like camouflage. He's like the predator. He just blends in.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
If I lived in a volcano, I'd look like one too.
Yeah. Now, what would have been cool if we would have had some like melting, like they said the bodies did, like the reverse melting. We didn't really
That
get to
would've
see
been
They
that.
did throw one into the volcano, but yeah, we didn't see.
Oh,
that.
yeah. I would have loved to see the melting and like the disintegration of the bodies, but that's asking a lot for a movie of this budget.
Yeah.
It's like, do they have mouths? Did they bite? Did they bite
Yeah, I
the
didn't
people they
understand what they
killed,
were
or
doing,
they
'cause it
claw
was-
them?
I think they're just heavy. They're
Or
heavy. They're
crush
rocks.
them?
You just like get
I
hit
mean,
with
that
a
makes
rock.
sense.
Kills
They
you.
they,
you know
But
what I
then
mean?
how-
they mention that they're really sharp.
But how do they impregnate the dead people with their eggs?
Oh, they're asexual. Remember? We learned that
They
too.
just yeah. There's all in the notes. Didn't you read the notes, Lindsay?
Yeah, you guys weren't paying attention during these long exploitations.
It's like when you're playing a game.
Do you know who the actual like villain of this movie is? It's just the fucking cameraman. Like that's the only thing that attacks people. And look, they're like, "Get away from me, cameraman! I'm gonna hit you with this fucking thing." That's all
But it's
it is.
effective. It's
you
effective.
You can see the creatures when they're on the spaceship.
Yeah, let's move on. All right. Does anyone have any alternate titles?
No.
Really?
No.
Nobody? All right, I got a bunch. Wow. You're VHS. I'm Outpost Zeta.
Good job. That's good.
Shitting at Outhouse Zeta.
That's a good one.
Dinner at Outback Zeta.
Oh God.
Sensing a trend.
It just Zeta, because they just nonstop brought up the fact that they're going to Outpost Zeta in this movie.
That's
Every other line,
important.
it's not that important. Smith.
They could have gone to Outpost Gamma or something.
That's true. That would have been more interesting. It would have been a better movie, probably. All right, let's move on. Lindsay, would you recommend The Killing at Outpost Zeta?
I know at the beginning I kind of said that this movie sucked.
Movie of the year.
Lindsay,
No,
don't do
no,
this
no,
to
no,
me.
no.
Do
It's
it.
better
Just
than
let me
Metamorphosis.
Under our side.
Just let
Come
me
on over.
say what I gotta say, okay? And I did say this at the beginning. This movie has its charms, okay? With the low budget, the costuming, the hairdos, the shitty writing, and all that stuff. It has its charms. And for that reason, I would recommend it. But it comes with a warning, an asterisk. There's boring as shit spots. Whenever they sit down and start talking, just hit fast forward.
Oh, they'll miss all the details.
Adrian.
And 69% of the movie. Yeah.
Look,
69.
I understand. A lot of this group, we've been watching a lot of really cool action movies and lots of
Air Panic.
excitement. And we've kind of traveled away from some of these other genres we used to do, like science fiction and, and then when you kind of venture back into that, it's like, oh, it's like you test the water, but you're scared. That's kind of what's happening on this episode. It's been so long that everyone's forgetting what these movies are like. And I thought this was pretty decent considering the stuff we've seen in science fiction on here. I thought it was good. It wasn't great. Would I recommend it? Sure. If you like this kind of stuff and you like the throwback kind of 50s-esque like silliness, it has some of that. I thought it was fine.
It is still
Rebecca.
better than Horror Vision.
There you go.
Are you
There you go.
shitting me? Horror
Vampire
Vision.
Cop's better than Horror Vision.
Rebecca?
Yeah, I'm not gonna recommend it. I thought it was super boring.
Aaron? Talk. It's a podcast.
Oh, good point. No.
Biv?
I would. If you're a fan of this kind of old style sci-fi, which it's a fun throwback.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not campy
It's
enough.
it's no
It
ticker.
is so campy.
No, there's too much talking and dialogue about nothing for it to
It's
be
so
the
weird though, because
part.
it's a throwback
Oh,
that
that's the
was
worst.
released when it would be considered a throwback
Makes no sense.
and done earnestly, not like as a spoof.
Ernest
it's
wasn't even in
weird.
this movie.
Made this movie a lot better.
I would have.
Jim Varney in a spacesuit.
Ernest saves Outpost Zeta.
Did Ernest ever go to space?
I am on board.
That I would watch.
Hey, Vern, where's those rock monsters?
So you'd recommend it?
I would, for sure.
All right. No, this is some hot garbage, guys. It's so fucking boring. Star Crystal, 1,000 times better than this shit.
Sounds like the pod split.
Star
Sounds like
Crystal
the
was
pod split.
boring.
Son.
Star Crystal had the alien that found Jesus at the end, right?
Yeah, and
it was
you know what,
awesome.
Smith? You know what, Smith? You know what, Smith? You need to find
Spoiler.
Jesus right now because you are lost.
I
son.
mean, you gotta get that money from somewhere,
They had all that sandwich eating action. Don't you remember?
All right,
They
guys.
locked themselves in a room and just ate sandwiches.
This is gonna be the longest fucking podcast we've ever done. And I feel like we didn't even touch the surface of this movie. Like I had
I know.
We
so
didn't,
many
did
notes.
we even
about.
talk about the plot?
There is
Not at
none.
all.
There is
They
Not
were
at all.
congratulated
So much to
for
talk
such
about.
a job well done when they lost all of their
Right?
crew. And
We didn't
You
even talk
did
about their
so
power
well.
issues.
did
They were running
it.
out of
You
power. We
did
didn't talk
it.
about that.
Those laser fences take a lot of juice.
Yeah.
But why?
So's your mom. So's your mom's. All right, no, we're done. We're just done, okay? Because it's too long, and we're moving on. Aaron
Please.
asked if we could move on, so we're gonna go
Please.
ahead.
I hope
We're
it's a
gonna do
game
the
about
games.
rocks.
Here we go. Time to do a game.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of compliment, right? Your methods are sloppy and your conclusions are hypothetical. Shall we play?
All right, our game tonight is all about space exploration and space trips. So, before you can apply to be an astronaut, how many hours do you need to have logged flying a jet?
250.
10,000.
3,000.
I'd say like 10,000. Yeah.
100.
You need at least 1,000
1,000.
hours.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Flight simulator, man.
It's like how much time I played 7 Days to Die this
That's
week.
how long it took to
I know,
download
it's like
the
nothing.
calculator.
It's like nothing.
How much does an astronaut suit weigh without the person?
80 pounds.
On Earth or in space?
Ah.
200 pounds.
No.
Yeah, on Earth, I'm
no,
going to
it's
say
super heavy.
It's
I'm gonna
pretty
say-
heavy.
180.
400
60.
pounds.
It is 280 pounds,
Mm,
and it takes 45 minutes to put on.
See, Chris, that's why they went with red pajamas.
that's why you get just some freaking motorcycle helmets.
That's why, that's why they wore them
'Cause they
for
That's
look
so
like
long.
badass.
strapping me onto your
They
body,
look
Spiv. I want to see you do that.
badass. But
Strap me on and walk
are
around.
badass.
I-
Aaron, if it takes
I
45
didn't
minutes
include
to
it,
put
but
you
it's
on,
like
sign me
$12
up.
million a suit, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like inflation to me.
I don't think Aaron and Spiv are gonna do it.
Let's be honest. It costs like $10 to make.
What cartoon character is the astronaut's personal safety mascot? Is it Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, Woody Woodpecker, or Garfield?
Woody
definitely
Woodpecker.
not
I've seen,
Scooby-Doo.
I've seen Woody Woodpecker in a whatever it's called. The
Garfield's too
helmet.
much of a jerk. Yeah, it must be Woody Woodpecker.
I don't know.
Either that
I
or
prefer Garfield,
Snoopy.
but
We'll say Snoopy.
Scooby-Doo? Not Scooby-Doo. No way. Snoopy, yeah.
No, it is Snoopy. That's
Like
cool.
I said, Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
All right,
Where'd you
so
get that
it's
from?
Snoopy.
Which of these takes less time? A manned rocket's trip to the moon or a stagecoach traveling the length of England?
Well, it took
A
them 2
man
days
rockets
to get
there
to
to
the
the
moon, right? I'm going to say
Well,
Well, England's not very
stagecoach. Or
big.
less
I
time,
mean,
yeah, the moon.
The stagecoach should go. Well, it depends where you're going, what the roads are like.
The length, is this the long lengths? or
And you're
the
going to
lengths
lose a
or-
tire on the way, right?
I would assume they mean north to south.
How many people are dying of dysentery on the way?
Right. That's important.
We did have to ford a stream when we were driving in Wales last time. It was fucking
So it
badass.
is less time for the rocket trip. It's about 3 days, where it's about 10 days for a stagecoach.
That's a long time strapped in there.
Yeah.
It's bumpy on either way, right?
Yeah. What was the approximate total cost for the Apollo 11 mission to go to the moon?
Adjusted for
$100.
inflation?
Hmm.
I have both. I have
Oh.
that time period and current.
Oh, current's like 2 billion or something.
Yeah, I would say like,
Taylor says there's a song about a woodpecker in space. Isn't that a Faith No More song?
let's say 200 million back then.
I'd say-
600 million.
500 million.
I have no idea.
And how much
don't
do we need
either.
for infrastructure?
All
We're not
way
getting
low. It was
Holy
25.4 billion then,
Billion?
which is 135
Dude,
That makes
billion.
sense.
we could have like
to-
high-speed trains through the whole country for that kind of money.
But you guys,
It's
Wait,
ridiculous.
that makes good
Yeah.
sense because NASA's budget's usually in the billions.
They
So
spend-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
god, look where
they
this money's
spend-
going, guys.
They spend 800 billion on the military every year.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
NASA's
yeah.
budget is nothing compared
NASA's
to
is
talking
like a
about the
couple hundred
military.
million now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spit,
I
we're
mean,
not talking about the
obviously.
military.
Which of these do astronauts say space smells like?
Burnt
Slightly
steak.
burned steak, musty grass, an old campfire, or faint fruity smell?
What are they smelling in
All
space?
like
these
musty
are
grass.
descriptors you get when you spend a night with Spiv.
You mean like take your suit off in the vacuum of space, or you mean like on the space station?
On
I
the
think
space
it's like when they
station.
get back in,
Yeah.
like what their stuff
Steak,
smells like.
burned steak.
It's,
Oh, that's
I've heard this
interesting.
before.
I'd
It's
say-
the burnt steak.
Yeah.
It is burned steak.
Delicious
How many satellites have been launched in the history of mankind?
A shit ton.
20,000.
I mean, lots of them. I learned that some
It's
shoot
tons.
lasers at people. Like, learned that from Congress. Like,
It is 8,378, and there's no more than 5,000 still
I
out
don't
there.
know.
But I like how they're not really
Wow.
sure
That is so many.
exactly how many.
I shot
That's
a few
cool.
up there.
they come down too. That's the other problem.
Hey,
Yeah.
orbit decays.
Well, and
Mm-hmm.
the amount of junk that's just up there, it's like not just satellites,
There's
but all
this,
the
like,
stuff they've left.
Those Amazon boxes.
There's this satellite country of Russia, and because of where it's located, there's like this area where it's just like satellite debris where satellites come down in that space, and people like will rummage them and sell scraps off of them. It's like this whole market on like satellites
See,
that fall.
that would be cool for
It's pretty
like
cool.
a apocalyptic sort of movie.
Yeah.
If the satellites are all falling out of orbit because there's nobody left to maintain them.
Mm-hmm.
And people are harvesting the parts. And then Matt Damon comes along and builds a power glove.
Oh man! Somehow gets to another planet and stuck there by himself.
Didn't we
Cool.
see that
Somebody-
movie though?
Somebody call up Ridley Scott. All right.
It's one of those thirsty wastelands.
He's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. That's what Ridley Scott's gonna do.
He's not wrong.
That's what he does now.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was a good
Yep.
game. Time to
Yeah,
move
go.
on and do some emails.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
Last week we watched Metamorphosis, a snooze fest. If there ever was one.
Better than this.
No, it was not. David Black. I never metamorphosis I didn't like. That's it's not a verb. Until this
Oh,
one.
come on,
oh,
Spiv.
I know. Parts of it were okay. It's just better to watch your review. Fun podcast as usual. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Dava.
Thank you.
And don't watch Metamorphosis. Taylor Ann hoped for a better movie, but enjoyed the effects. Let's hope for someone to pick a better one.
Dude, what did we watch last week? What the hell happened?
Metamorphosis. It was the movie with the scientist guy who injected
turned
into his
into-
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
the needle in
Turned
the eye.
into
The
the
needle in
And
the
he
eye.
turned
That
into
Yeah,
was
you got that
a
monkey
dinosaur.
juice.
so much better than this. So much better than
It
this.
took an hour to get
Yeah.
going.
Different kind of movie.
It's just like your mother, Spiv.
Oh, Marietta Corsini.
I like these mom jokes about Spiv's mom.
She's such a sweet lady, too. I'm sorry.
She's 76.
She listens to the pod.
Oh, she doesn't.
She doesn't listen to that pod.
Yeah, she has a
Marietta
tablet.
Nobody
Corsini.
listens to this.
Marietta Corsini has a new 70s sci-fi, I believe, to recommend for us, The Astrologer.
Ooh.
Oh,
I don't know if we can watch
yes.
any more
I don't
sci-fi
know.
on here.
We
The
need to.
astrologer
room.
would be interesting.
We need to.
Tough crowd.
It's here on YouTube in HD. It's brilliantly bad in all the right ways.
Ooh.
All right, add to the wheel.
And then they
Wait,
go
wait.
through
Who
about
said?
your
Wait,
movie
wait.
project.
Go, hold on. Go back.
That's
Who said this?
Marietta Corsini.
He said he wants us to watch the astrologer. Or he or she wants us to watch the
Marietta.
astrologer.
Yes,
And
1976.
are they a Patreon?
I don't know, Marietta, but if you are not, you need to be.
Get a Patreon.
Chris, you're the
Put it
one
on
with the
wheel.
list. We don't know.
That's
I have no
correct.
idea because I'm terrible at things.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say
Says,
about
anyway, hope the project is going well.
Oh, we have some things happening with the film, and we will keep you abreast of the situation.
Boobs.com.
Abreast.com.
Use the money to build a website.
I've invested quite heavily into a very
Robust.
robust website.
Well developed.
Quite the handful, I will tell you, but it is heaving with information. Anyways.
Okay.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't know either. Randy Terry says, hypothetical question. You get turned into a dinosaur like the movie, but you get to choose which one, what kind of dinosaur.
This is good.
shit.
This is the kind of
This is
questions
good
we're
pre-show
looking
stuff.
for. This is good.
Hard hitting.
Who said this? Who asked this?
I don't know. One of our listeners, Randy Terry.
Randy
got
Terry.
two
Oh my
first
God,
names.
Randy Terry. What a man. What a legend. This I don't remember what the question was.
I'm going to get turned into a Diplodocus.
I have very
Oh,
short memory,
Diplodocus
like
is
a
my
goldfish.
favorite.
That's cool.
I want to be the long neck because when they die in the little mermaid, what's that
long
movie
neck?
called?
Little
Mermaid?
Whatever, you know what I'm talking
The
about. What's that
Land
movie?
Before
A
Time.
brontosaurus? Is that
so
what you mean?
Sad. It's so sad.
It's
yeah, but
so
they
I think it
call
would be
it
a
long neck.
pterodactyl.
They call it long
Yeah,
neck.
it's just a
Pterodactyl
fucking
would be
bird,
cool.
Rebecca. That's just a fucking bird.
It's a bird
You want
lizard.
to be a manatee,
So are
Chris?
dinosaurs.
If you see a bird, you're like, oh, look at that little fucking little red squibber. What are they? Where are the little
Pterodactyls were
What?
pretty big, weren't they?
Are you
Just
having a stroke?
Let me frame this
He's having a
correctly.
stroke.
Let me
Where's
frame
the
this
train?
correctly.
I see little web squibbers out my window.
Let me frame it correctly. If you see a little red, what are the red ones called?
Cardinal.
Cardinal.
You're like, look at that little cute little cardinal
Look at
over
that
there, and then
little web
you
squibber.
turn 180 degrees, and behind you is one of those long neck dinosaurs. You're like, they're both fucking birds.
They
They're for
share a
eating?
common ancestor.
Dude, whales used to be on land and then they went into the water. Shit changes.
They've
Get
got
over it.
little hands and stuff inside their bodies.
Wow.
Not a common ancestor.
Spiff, I had
evolved
little
into
hands
birds.
inside your body at one point too.
And I didn't complain.
That was only after Jesus came to Earth, though.
With the boat. Who had the boat?
I learned that
You're getting off track.
at Sight and Sound Theater. You know what kind of dinosaur Chris would be? He'd be that one that's
He doesn't know
the
the
son
name
of
of it, that's for
Godzilla.
sure.
You ever seen the son of Godzilla? That's what Chris would be. Google the son of Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Fuck you
exactly
guys.
right.
What does
That
that
is
mean?
exactly right.
I don't people know what I'm talking about.
I know
so-
exactly.
I know
what you're
exactly
talking
what you're
That
talking
big goofy
about.
face.
Yeah, yeah.
He's kind of cute. I'm just saying. Actually, kind of really looks like
He's
me.
all,
Oh my
he's got
god.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Share the
do need
picture
to,
so
I
people can see.
do need to get my eyebrows tweezed or something. This fucking Godzilla creature looks just like me. My God,
Son of
guys.
Godzilla, man.
That is the worst Godzilla movie.
That was
I
one of
can
the worst
sh- I
ones.
can
Shit.
I've seen
I
like
can
all
sh-
of those.
Oof.
I can
Seen, like,
share
all of
it.
them.
This is
Yeah,
this
share
is
it.
this is awful.
This is Chris as a dinosaur.
That's what I look like. That totally looks like me, dude. Doesn't
I
it?
mean, that's what the volcano monster should have
It
looked
looks
like,
like
right?
the baby from
Not the mama.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Dinosaur. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Chris, you got to fix the
Probably based it
eyebrow,
off of that.
Oh, show the one where it's sad and crawling on the
Oh,
ground.
I can just that's just how I look all the time. That is probably the thing that has made me feel the worst about my existence of all time. Congratulations. Angel.
We gotta combine that with Chester Arthur.
Chester Arthur as a dinosaur.
He could play both in the same movie.
Chester Arthur,
Bring back
son of
dinosaurs.
Godzilla Hunter.
Yeah, right? There you go. There's the next
man.
hit. Damn, that'd be
Oh.
badass.
All right, we're no longer
Right.
doing the email section. Fuck you guys.
Oh boy.
Chester
Oh,
Arthur. Dude, you gotta be him for Halloween one year. You're a shoo-in for Chester Arthur. It's amazing. You should do those DNA tests. See if you're related, man. You should.
Could be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could be.
man.
Either that or son of Godzilla.
You're related to Godzilla.
If Chris was in that movie Metamorphosis and de-evolved, he'd be the son of Godzilla.
That would have been a much better ending.
Oh my
cannot believe how close he looks.
Oh boy.
Oh my
I'm
god.
crying.
I can't even look at my stupid self anymore.
Can't say we don't have fun on here, right?
Oh shit.
That is.
Oh god.
Just gonna look at photos of Chester or Arthur for the rest of the night.
Good, Smith.
I think we're gonna end it there. Yes. If
You got it.
like-
If you yeah, go ahead.
If you'd like to leave us feedback to generate stimulating conversation like this, you'll have to comment on our YouTubes. So look up Killings at Outpost Zeta next week and leave us a message.
All right,
We should,
so
we
we
should
should
watch,
fucking
we should watch Son of Godzilla.
you.
That might be too dangerous. But are
don't
there any
think we'd
Chester
make it
Arthur
through.
biographies?
All right. We are at the wheel, guys.
Oh boy.
All right, we got
devil.
Chance, which was a choice by Lindsay.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, that looks
We
good.
added Hellmaster this week.
Hellmaster.
Ooh.
So that's a bad Hellraiser ripoff?
Looks
I
like
have no idea. I added that cardiac arrest movie
Oh,
last minute,
nice.
just during this podcast. We have Dark Future on there, and we have Witchcraft 5. This is yeah, I'll tell you that right now.
This could go so many ways.
Here we go.
Come on, Witchcraft.
John
this is so bad.
Saxon.
I have gotten the Hellmaster, guys. Not what I was expecting, honestly, but
This looks
we'll
bad.
see. No, I have a trailer here. Hold on. All right, let's go check out the trailer for Hellmaster.
The student or the trained biochemist? John Saxon as Hellmaster.
Damn,
Well,
that looks pretty
This
sweet.
could
You see
be
that
This
spiral?
looks promising.
Yeah.
This looks promising.
Pretty entertaining.
oh, it looks generic, but okay.
Well, it's a Hellraiser ripoff of sorts, I'm sure.
Bad professor John Saxon at a rural campus injects students with a drug to make them superhuman mutants.
Didn't we just
Oh,
mention it last
1992's
week?
What
That was
genre
a-
would you consider
Sort of.
metamorphosis?
Is he gonna be
by the way?
sexy like this, like the last
Sci-fi
one?
horror.
So, yeah.
I don't know if this will be. I mean, John Saxon's in it, so there's at least a little
He
bit
has a
of sexiness,
duster.
right?
There's gonna be some stuff going on.
What
This
year
is-
did it come out?
1992,
Oh,
available on Tubi, and that's what
Nice.
we're watching next week. The 1992
Good
horror
time.
movie Hellmaster.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't even. I feel like I don't even. My whole existence has been put into question. Like I feel like I'm having I've never had a crisis of faith because I've never had faith, but now I don't know. I have the
You should feel
equivalent.
better. You now know where you're from. You have your origin story.
You knew you were adopted.
All right,
Right.
let me. I've always thought I was special.
When a
Where am I
son of
from?
Why do you think we
Godzilla
never
Oh,
went
you're
to
from the
beach?
worst thing
Arthur
that's
fall in
ever
love.
existed. You're the fucking
It's why we never went back to the beach as kids.
Just think about it, Chris. When they do the reboot, you're a shoo-in.
I'm literally the son of Godzilla.
We'll just spray paint you green. We could make a really fun movie like this.
We could.
Oh my
Maybe that's the
God.
next thing we make.
This might be the last podcast we do.
We'll do like a retros, like late '80s kind of film. You're like riding a skateboard. You got a bad attitude.
Oh, that's cool. You skateboard.
I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to act like any of this happened.
Chester A. Arthur comes through a time machine. It's gonna be amazing. You can write, star, and direct the whole thing.
Oh my
It's got so much promise.
so much promise.
Do it. Do it. Get to the chopper.
All right, so next week we're watching Hellmaster from 1992. It's on Tubi. You can join with us. That's it for this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you haven't already, go to iTunes, leave a review. It helps out the show. Every week, Chartable.com emails me and says, this is where the Bad Movie Night podcast is at, across iTunes, in America, wherever. And they're always like, you fucking awful. So if you leave a review, though, that'll help. You know, a little bit helps here and there, and that'll show your appreciation. But if you want to get access to all the bonus content, which there is aplenty, you can go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and sign up. What do you get, AJ?
Well, for one, you get access to 7 Days to Die on our special 7 Days to Die server. It's pretty cool. You get the Battlefield Earth, awesome podcast. Get some other bonus content. All kinds of cool things.
You get the pre-show every week.
Yeah,
Oh
if you
my
want
God,
that.
there's
Whoa!
in here.
Oh my God!
Oh, sorry, I got scared there.
that?
It was a bug.
See, that's
Yeah,
the
we
Shakespeare
tried to
Arthur
record a
coming through.
Battlefield Earth this Friday, and then I fucked it all up because I'm
You
a terrible
did.
person.
Did you hear that? We tried.
We tried. We will get back to it. We have over 100, I don't know, like 170 free shows you can get access to right now. So, which are like almost an hour long, all
Yeah.
of them. So, if you want more bonus content, there's a ton of it, and it's only like $2. So, do that. Patreon.com/badmovieshow. We're also going to be doing an upcoming movie watch along, trying to pin in that date, but it should be soon, next week or 2 or 3. We're going to get that in there. So that's all Patreon content. But that's it, guys, for this week's episode. Like I said, we're watching Hellmaster next week, and we will catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. Podcast. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night.